Hello and welcome to the Budge and Macabra show. This is Budge.
And I am the Macabra Cadabra, and I said that right.
Yes,
Thank
you did.
you.
Today, we are looking at the Ascalonian Catacombs.
The story mission of the Ascalonian Catacombs.
Yeah, that's a little
Why?
bit more
Because
specific.
we are going to do a complete run-through of every single dungeon in the game. Ow, my head is already hurting off planning to do that.
Yeah. I only ever done this one, and I'm just like, kind of scared. I'll have to get around to leveling my character to do the other ones.
You need to, especially now because the Lost Shores event is starting up tomorrow morning.
Finally.
Which is the November update, so that'll be good. You get skilled up to level 80 to do it.
Sweet.
But yes, the first part of this video is how not to play Ascalonian Catacombs.
Yep.
I am playing with people on Skype. There are 4 of us on Skype speaking. I think it's Skype or it's Mumble. It's one or the other.
Probably
it's Mumble. However, the warrior, which is down at the bottom left on the thing, has completely no idea what he's doing. Why they invited him, I've got no idea. He's level 28. I know technically you can do the story mode then. But after a certain point, he sort of really starts letting us down to the point
It's
where we
like
have to kick
basically,
him.
brace yourself, guys. We got a noob.
Yes, he was one of those people who you do not want in your party when you are running any sort of dungeon. Or any sort of content in general. Now I should give you a quick rundown of actually what we're playing. We have me, who is pretty much a glass cannon thief. I use Heartseeker a lot and I do damage. We have a guardian tank, we have an elementalist, we have another elementalist, and we have this warrior who is completely useless.
Say, if you had me, this wouldn't have happened.
If we had anyone else, this wouldn't have happened. But unfortunately, the only other guild member on at the time did not want to run Ascalonian story. Sad face.
Aww.
Because the necromancer, which Zachary plays, is very useful for dungeons because everything targets her. So we are fine. I can happily stay away and hit things. Anything you want to say? Or should I just talk about actually what we are doing now?
Yeah, it just looks like you're just killing mobs.
Yes, we are. But you have to kill the mobs to summon the gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper!
Who then gives you a mystical key or something. I don't know how he's holding the key because he's a ghost.
I wasn't quite sure what it was. You have to kill a certain amount of mobs to get the gatekeeper out, don't you?
Yep, and then the gatekeeper is a champion level mob, I believe, who has a lot of knockdowns and is a doddle.
There he is.
And he is a doddle. As you can see, I pretty much just run in there and start hitting things. Our warrior is there, going in there, hitting things.
That's basically what...
That's all you need to do for this guy, apart from you may need to dodge that. As you've seen there, it knocks you back. Or you're an amazing thief like me and have so many passive skills that evade. Which is awesome. It's amazing. But yes, we will talk about this warrior for a bit. I showed Budge a very short section of this about the warrior. This is the type of person who has no clue how to play dungeons. And these are going to be a couple of tips on how you should play dungeons.
And not
just
annoy
in
people.
general, it will make your life a lot easier doing them. First things first. If you die, no one is going to revive you until the fight is over. If the fight is not close to finishing, use a waypoint. You will get back and you can help them finish the fight far faster than hoping they kill it.
Yeah.
Because with one person down, it's a struggle. We did the Crucible Eternity story mode with 4 people and it took about an hour. Whereas we can run a story mode in 20 minutes.
You probably should have been revising.
Yeah. Revising? No.
You know, because, like, uni is all about the reading, apparently.
Yes, uni is all about the reading, and I don't have the money to buy the books, Budge.
Yeah, it's all about the reading, which is why I've been reading Game of Thrones.
Yes, that's a good choice. It's all about the reading.
Yes.
But yes, as you can see, the gatekeeper goes down in very little time, providing everyone hits onto him.
I guess it's just a case of hit and avoid. Doesn't always work.
Now, the amusing thing about Ascalonian Catacombs is the trash mobs are harder than the bosses.
I know. Like the cave troll. The cave troll I absolutely hate.
The cave troll is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I absolutely can't
But
stand the cave troll.
this is a very good example of what you should not do. Is while people are waiting to set up combo fields to hit them with amazing damage at the very start of the fight, you do not do what this warrior does.
For Sparta!
I'm busy setting up my weakness and vulnerability fields, and he just runs in and fucks things up. And then we all get spammed down by AoEs. Well, I do.
Contrary to what the internet will have you believe, being Leroy Jenkins is not cool.
No, it really isn't. And another thing, if you are playing a warrior, do not only focus into damage. You are a very beefy class. Use it. I play a full glass cannon thief because thief does not have a lot of health anyways. I have, I think on my level 80, 12,000 health. And that's it.
It doesn't. That sounds like quite a lot. But
Well, my necromancer guild member has 25,000. The glass cannon elementalist has 9,000, and they have the lowest health in the game. So, as you can see here, this is a very bad thing that's happened. I am downed, the monk is wailing on me. And now the monk is back with the elementalist. So, honestly, in Ascalonian Catacombs, these are going to be your hardest fights. Once you get past the first group fight in the central chamber, this dungeon is a doddle. If you fail it, I have no pity for you. It is simple. Easiest thing to do with these is always focus down the elementalist first, and then focus down the trash. The only other exception is if there's a necromancer, because those necromancers hurt a lot.
I don't think I've seen an Ascalonian necromancer in these tombs.
Have you not?
Maybe it's probably because I don't play it enough, but there you go.
Pray to God that you never do, because the amount of conditions they can hit on you, plus fears, in a very short amount of time will just decimate. This is another example of not what to do. We are all waiting, preparing skills for the next fight, and the warrior runs in.
Yeah.
And he dies. Very, very quickly.
I marked that at about 10 seconds.
Yes. And even worse, he dies around about now.
Gene is disapproving.
Gene is disapproving. Gene takes these dungeons very seriously, as do we all. And the warrior is dead. And he does not revive. The waypoint is literally around about a 30-second walk away. When you down, like to actual death, your armor is already broken. You are not damaging your armor by waypointing, you damage it by dying. And I'm about to die now. Because everything just starts targeting me. However, respawn. He actually has to be told, revive. He thinks we are honestly going to stop in the middle of a fight, spend ages reviving him, just so he can die again.
Yep.
So simple tips for dungeons. Revive. Revive, 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 revive. Okay? Acceptable?
Got
Good.
the point?
Hope you got the point, because that is my #1 problem with people in dungeons for public matches, or public team-ups. Usually I do run it with guild, but sometimes you can't, sometimes you get a random person in, and things like this happen.
No, well, anything to fill the ranks.
Anything to fill the rank, I'm pretty sure I die here. Yes, I do. And look, straight away, revive. And
that is how you do it.
Because I actually do have a 20% run signet, which I'm pretty sure I put on as soon as my poison cools off, I'm back in the fight straight away. And
That's how you
the
do
warrior has not even revived yet. I went in, did more damage, dies, and got back in the fight before he's even had a little bit of health put onto him.
Douche.
Yes, and
Stupid.
my guild member Gene is currently
Complaining.
about the warrior.
Well,
So-
to be honest, I think I would too.
Yes, and this is the simplest dungeon as well, which is sad. The explorable is a bit difficult, but story mode's a doddle. I might leave part of this in so you can hear his complaining.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure this is the longest part of the fight we actually spend. But no, this is still not the worst thing he does.
Well, let's wait until he actually does it, otherwise we're
Let's wait
gonna
until he
run.
actually does it.
Because we're gonna run out of things to talk
We're
about.
going to run out of things to talk about. No, we can discuss what we're doing. We're just spending far too long on this bit.
Yeah.
So as you can see, they've actually reset. And no one is going to revive him. We actually have to tell him now, revive. do something. Actually respawn at a waypoint, and he takes his time because he is idiot. You knew the Guild Wars, yes?
It's not complicated.
But no, this isn't new. I wouldn't say this is a hardcore guy. This is for the new players. Don't be like this warrior. And now he's finally revived, and this actually goes a lot smoother now that we have.
Hopefully he learned from this.
Yes, hopefully he learned. But yes, easiest thing to do in a dungeon is focus the high damage dealers first. Because to be fair, you can't really heal. You can't really out heal 5 people wailing on a damage dealer. So the fact that there's a monk there is not too much of an issue. You just hit the elementalist. Then you would target the healer. Then you would target any of the heavier armor classes because they can take a beating anyway. So having them with a healer is not a good idea.
Finally, warrior shows up and just stands there.
Yes, this is our amazing warrior who uses the greatsword, which is a bad idea because
Greatswords are crap,
and
apparently.
horn. If you go sword and horn, you're not dying. And see, this goes a lot smoother until now. Now down this corridor, you turn left, and there are 2 rangers standing up on a hill on the staircase.
Gotta love them.
There are also traps at the bottom that they set when they are aggroed. So the worst thing you can do is run ahead of your team and aggro them.
And guess what Mr.
And guess
Warrior
what
does?
Mr. Warrior does here. Oh, we all get caught
I
in a
felt
trap.
that.
Yes, I felt that. I took almost half my health in a single second there.
Yeah.
And the warrior is almost dead already, and
he's
dead.
gone. Let's see how long it takes to revive
Even
this
the
time.
tank guardian is almost dead. We took that much damage. So I am busy using my amazing thief skills to revive everyone quicker, because that's pretty much
just what
all
you
I
do.
can do at the moment.
You actually revived this time? Oh my god.
Yes, he revived this time. He learned.
He learned his lesson.
That is a good thing. He learned his lesson. And then he went and did this. But you know what? While he's running back, we do start pushing back. We have skills that help now, so we cut through them very easily. I don't think I die, but I think I down again shortly. Playing thief in a dungeon is hard because you have little to no health and you have very little condition removal. But yes, bit of smoke field down to reflect arrows, and the warrior's back again. Dan, just go away. I don't like him. Do you like him, Budge?
No, I don't. I kind of find him amusing though.
He's very amusing, but he tries to revive us
In
there
the
when
middle of a fight.
in the middle of a fight when I was already almost revived. But you know what? We win. Once we actually have the team up, we get it. Now, this is a tricky part. This room is full of traps. At the opposite side of the room is a chain you have to pull. I have just told everyone to wait because I have a short-range teleport that will get me to there and avoid all the traps. Watch Mr.
You
Warrior
specifically
here.
said wait.
I did say wait. And he still runs up. Whereas I can just do that. I do get knocked down a lot here, but I did just take out a load of traps without an issue.
Excusable.
So things like the Mesmer, the Thief, anything with a short-range teleport or invulnerability is good for Ascalonian Catacombs because you can avoid the traps.
Mm-hmm. And not a single person was hurt that day.
Not a single person was hurt.
Until the ranger came along.
Nope. To be fair, the ranger this boss is not really much of an issue. Only her,
Get ganking.
just her very annoying knockback, which slows you down. But to be fair, I have a poison that turns them into stone. So, just why? Look, even the warrior doesn't die.
Well, I guess that says something. But if you turned a target into stone, wouldn't that kind of damage weapons, really?
No.
I know this is like Guild Wars we're talking about,
This
but
is
come
Guild
on.
Wars we're talking
Thinking
about.
realistically here, it just wouldn't seem that logical to me.
No, it's not logical at all, but it's hilarious when you do it. I'm pretty sure when we fight the troll, because I'm pretty sure we did get a troll mini-boss.
The troll pretty much is a boss.
Yeah. We did get the troll this time round, I'm
The
pretty sure.
troll does appear at random points, doesn't it?
Yes,
Because I'm sure the couple of times I've done it, it's like appeared at various different places.
Yeah, it'll either appear in completely different places or it literally just won't appear at all.
This one time it appeared at a graveling nest.
Yeah, that's usually where it comes up, but we got it just before the central chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, this is a little thing that I've actually seen people struggle with. You literally pick up a rock, you bring it over to the pressure plate, and drop it down on the pressure plate. I've seen quite a few people struggle with that, to be honest.
Yeah, the first time I'd ever got
Yeah.
to that point, it was just like, what are people
Now
even
this
doing?
bit is a pain. There are dragon statues on the sides that shoot fireballs at you. They are very fast hitting, so your dodgers can't really cope with it. Your only hope is to focus them all down, otherwise you will die like I am doing now.
So just keep on hitting them as fast as you can, and then methodically take each one out.
Yep. Because as you can see, there is literally nothing I can do at the moment
To avoid the damage.
to avoid it. You only have so much. You can only have 2 dodges, obviously. So
And they didn't even take that one out on the side.
no,
Can you?
you can't take them ones out on the doorways. They're just more like a flamethrower.
But then there's the off switch up there, isn't there?
There's an off switch up there, but once you get that, it's easy just to run past.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of the trash in the dungeons, you do realise you can just run past. And to be fair, it's probably better that you do that, unless you are after the magic find. Which, especially if you're doing explorable, you're not really after the loot, you're after the tokens at the end. Because tokens get you really nice armour and weapons, so you want to finish them as fast as you can. Yes, we ignore the warrior now, we just sort of consider ourselves a 4-man team. I've noticed that actually a lot of people say this dungeon is laggy. Huh.
But then again, isn't this your friend that lags all the time?
No, this is Jean's friend who wanted help running it. We've all ran this before multiple times. Sophona lags an awful lot, but
Graveling nest, dead easy bit.
yeah.
Doesn't need much explanation
No.
there.
Now this bit can be a very big pain. You have to run up here and there's a Mesmer, an Elementalist and a Warrior. Still target the Elementalist first. Elementalist is the hardest one. And I'm pretty sure I failed my stun here. Yes, I did. So, easiest thing to do is literally just run up to the Elementalist. I do die here because I overextend. But not really much you can do on these fights, but hit. And hit hard, because these things hit you for a lot of damage very quickly.
So just kill them before they lay eggs.
Kill it with fire. I mean, the warrior is almost dead already. And the human elementalist is almost dead. The Sylvari elementalist is almost dead. All that's left alive at the moment is now a tank guardian and my thief.
As long as the elementalist dies before the end of the fight.
As long as you bring the elementalist down, you will have a much easier fight if you all die.
So I suppose they did do a good job of distracting them.
Yeah. Best combo for killing things is Guardian Thief. Because the Guardian's passive heals take care of the Thief's massive damage intake. Which is very bad, but I die here because no one wants to revive me. Sad face.
Not that they were going to anyway.
No,
It's kind of like a rule of
you can revive from
dungeons,
this.
isn't
You
it?
can revive from this very easily, but no one wants to revive me. Sad face.
Oh well, I'm sure you'll manage. Just means a bit of a long walk back.
Just means a bit of a long walk back, which is why it's very helpful if you have a signet or a trait that makes you run faster. Like I have a 20% run speed. Use it. Use it. Use it like just. It is gold to you. It is the most precious diamond in the world. You will have that on you at all times. Understand? Because getting back into the fight is so easy with a run speed. Even better if you're like me and you've got a short range teleport. So, actually, I'm pretty sure that's good. The Mesmer has actually reset. The Warrior has not. So, we are stuck dealing with the Warrior. And not the Mesmer, which is very good because the Mesmer dies in like 30 seconds now.
Mm-hmm.
A thing to note though, you are fighting this area, don't run into the fight straight away. Otherwise, you might get the troll of doom.
But yeah, nobody likes the troll.
No one likes the warrior.
Nobody likes the.
Yes, doesn't use banners, doesn't use anything but his great sword.
Just stock attacks as well.
No, I think he uses skills as well, but
If he didn't use skills, I'd be very worried.
yeah. But greatsword warrior is not that good. You need sword and warhorn, or sword and shield is apparently the best. And then you use banners, which give everyone in your team a passive bonus, rather than use signets, which give only you a passive bonus. So it's not really that good. And then this is just another standard boss fight. Very easy. I think I die though because I get that attack hurts when it hits. Although, oh damn it. This is a long video.
Yeah, you only just noticed this, like, Lewis. It's like over an hour.
Yes. Oh my god. Can we do this in 2 parts?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, we will go to around about 25-30 minutes before I cut it off.
Yes.
We'll get to where the warrior is finally paying for his mistakes.
Yes.
Yes. We will get to there.
You can't wait to like just broadcast that all over YouTube, can't you?
I am broadcasting on YouTube what happens if you are a bad player in a dungeon.
Hopefully this will be a service to the community of Guild Wars, since I'm sure there's always going to be plenty of noobs.
Yes, so I will actually run through a couple of tips for dungeons at the moment and get them out the way with as the final 5 minutes come to a close.
You should have them pop up on the screen at this point.
Yes, going to have Macabra's amazing top tips for dungeon slaying in
And
Guild
not
Wars
being a
2.
troll.
End of story. Right, target your enemies. Underneath their health bar is often a small little tip on what they do. For example, a common one is massive damage, deals bleeds, deals cripples, protects, burns, fears, applies wells.
Will troll you.
It will tell you a rough guide of what your enemy is going to do. This is particularly in the case of champions and above, but sometimes you will see veterans with it. This will save your life. And what has happened? That must mean just a bit of lag.
Yeah, it was probably a lag spike.
This will save your life, no doubt about it, because if you know what you're going to fight, you can spec your utility skills and change any traits around to accommodate for it. So use it. Tip number 2, revive yourself. Don't sit around dead because you are absolutely useless to your team while you're doing that. Get up. Yes. Watch out for cave trolls. Tip 3, if you see a cave troll, kill it with fire. Or do that and stun it with basilisk venom while it is in mid-air. Because then it just freezes in mid-air and doesn't fall.
And looks funny.
And looks amazing.
But when it unfreezes, will the attack continue?
No, it's done. It stops the attack. Unfortunately, it did the attack straight afterwards. It redid the attack. Right. I forgot what tip I'm on to.
Tip number 3.
No, tip number 4. The
Yeah, that's
troll
right.
was an actual tip.
Yeah.
Tip number 4. Use your environment to help. If you stand behind a wall, particularly like a column like you see to my right, you will avoid the attack. Because the attack will simply hit off the wall and it will count as it will count as obstructed. Use your environment. If you see boulders, pick them up and throw them because they will knock them down.
And that's really good.
So use your environment. Look around. If you can see anything to give yourself an advantage, use it. This is very particular and explorable because often you will fight bosses that you need to interact with the environment to kill. And I can give you an example of that. There is yes, another time where I froze it in midair. But there is a boss in the Crucible of Eternity explorable, which is a golem. It is very easy to kill, but it has 4 turrets around it that give it protection, stability, and regeneration, and something else which I can't remember. So you have to you cannot destroy all 4 turrets because they respawn that quick. So you have to pick 2 of the turrets, which 2 of your people will continually smack against to destroy them for like until the 6 seconds comes while they're respawning, while everyone else wails on the golem. So look around. Often there is something to make it easier. Tip number 5, I think.
Yes. I love how you're like throwing your
Tip
hand up
number
towards the
5.
screen.
Yes, they can see this. They can see my hand getting thrown out in front of me. Tip number 5. Look out for the red rings. If you see a red ring, do
Get
not
out
think,
of it.
Do never think that you can get that last attack in. Because you can't. Okay? Your mind is lying to you. Get out of the ring, wait until it goes, and then jump back in. Tip number 6. Don't go melee only. Unless you are in the case of an elementalist or an
Warrior.
engineer doesn't really have that issue because they only have ranged weapons. But if you're an elementalist, you can use daggers, scepters, and staves. Well, staves. If you are normally a close range combat, pick a scepter instead. Do something different because not all enemies will like you having you close to them. A lot of them, particularly in some of the later dungeons, do deal massive damage. Our tank guardian, who is spec'd to take damage and not die off it, died off 2 hits. You will die a lot faster unless you are spec'd exactly the same. So bring a ranged weapon, especially if you've got the 2 weapon sets. Pick a melee weapon and a ranged weapon and spec into doing damage with both, because it will save your life more times than once. If you have a weapon that deals bouncing attacks, and this is tip number 6, bouncing attacks. Know when to use them and know when not to. I have so many times used a bouncing attack and summoned more mobs. However, I've also used a bouncing attack now and done damage to all 15 mobs that are in the area. That's my 6 tips that I can't think of any more for.
I'm pretty sure that was a little bit more than 6, but there you go.
Anything else you want to add about tips for dungeons?
Nothing really. I can't really think of anything that's not been said.
I've got another one.
Oh, brilliant. Here
Tip
goes
number
number 8.
7. Bring condition removal. So many people, it's sort of died off now. A lot of people are remembering to do it now. But a lot of people don't bring condition removal into a dungeon. This is wrong. There are so many conditions that will get put on you in a dungeon. Particularly in this one, you have the necromancers. They will deal a lot of conditions to you very quickly. You need to have some way to deal with that. In Twilight Arbor, there are environmental enemies called volatile blossoms. They put a poison on you that will cripple and kill you very easily. Bring condition removal. If you can, spec so it is on a short cooldown, because you will need it. And use it. Don't think, oh, well, I've only got 1 condition, I'll live it out. Use it. Use your condition removal whenever you can to keep it off you. Because every time you leave a condition on you, you are either reducing your damage, increasing the amount of damage you are taking, or slowly losing health off a tick, off a damage over time burn or a bleed. Do something about it. Don't be scared to use your skills, that's what they are there for. And that is my 7 tips, is it now?
Yeah,
Macabra's
7.
7 ultimate tips to survive dungeons better.
And not be a troll.
I could probably go to 8. And in fact I will.
Here we go.
I will go to 8. Even if you want to play full glass cannon, I do recommend that from levels 20 to 30, you put points into your toughness tree. Because you will survive a lot longer. And a damage dealer who survives deals more damage than one who gets 10 seconds worth of high damage before dying. You will deal more damage over the longer period of time than he will during the time it takes for him to deal the damage, die, respawn, run back into the fight, do it again. 8 tips to survive dungeons. This is going to get longer and longer if I don't stop.
Well, let's just keep it on to the bit where Warrior gets kicked.
Yes.
Just
now,
for the
this
levels.
is just a standard boss fight, so not really much of an issue.
Actual party chat,
It
which
is in
everybody
party
can
chat,
see.
which everyone can see. And this is what happens. Which the clip should be coming to now. Yes? No?
Any
No?
second now.
Any second now?
God, Lewis, what were you doing?
I don't know.
Actually, we probably just don't want to know.
What's going on? I think this is where I realise, oh, someone's being attacked here. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? What is going on? Have I just froze? No, it's not, because the screen is actually moving.
Yes.
Huh.
Oh dear. That is a
Now, as you
perfect
can
reaction.
see, on the top left, I was completely away at the moment. As you can see on the top left, that is how
Chaos
much
is
condition can be
ensuring.
put on. I've actually not even noticed this yet. Because I think I'd went idle for a moment to get a drink. And our warrior had ran in and aggroed the necromancers. So you see me trying to do what I can now.
It's
Because
pretty
it's like,
self-explanatory.
my response was, what the fuck has happened? What has went on?
It's just you and the warrior left, Lewis.
I do my best to keep them because if you keep attacking them, they don't reset. So when your teammates get there, they can actually, well, try to make you live. But I get my ass owned.
Oh well.
So bear in mind, this was the warrior's fault. He ran in while someone was idle.
Mm-hmm.
Now he does it again. Later. After we all die.
It's like, will they ever learn?
No. No. Then they still follow me. I don't see the point in having teleports, to be honest.
Yeah.
You
Other than the troll players when you're on Worldy World and they're about to finish it and then you
yeah,
teleport
that's
away
the
from them.
That's the only reason I have a teleport. Actually, I think I run back this time. Now, notice we've just died because he ran in too early. Okay. This is something else. This is a very important tip, and it's not a tip on how to survive dungeons. It's a tip on how to actually let yourself stay in the group long enough to finish them. Don't run into fights. Just wait for your team to say, okay, we are ready. Because having an unready team will get you killed very quickly, as you just saw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm busy running along with this warrior. He is still using the greatsword. He's not changed weapons once yet.
Mm-hmm.
He is not using a useful weapon setup, as has just been said. And we have just told him to wait again, because he ran in when no one was ready.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to do exactly the same thing again. But he tries, and he fails. Because watch, our elementalist, the fauna, has just gone idle for a few moments. And look at what he does. We will watch this warrior very carefully now. Because he switches to his bow for once.
Remember,
he
guys,
actually changes weapon.
patience is a virtue.
He changes weapon and just does this to us.
One time, bro, the entire thing he changes his weapon and he doesn't even do that right.
Nope. He tries to aggro them, he just misses them, and then it's just request a thing to kick, and it's just like, yes, kick him, now.
There you go.
This is why you should never be a douche in a dungeon. You will get kicked, and no one will feel pity for you, because chances are they have someone else they can invite. We've invited someone in about 30 seconds. All we've got to do is wait for them to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So the next part of this video will be how to actually play this dungeon. How to fight the 3 main bosses plus the last boss. So we will do that at some other point.
Yes.
Enjoy it when we get there. So goodbye for now.
Goodbye.